What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to a new build series that I'm going to be doing on the AAP01 from Army. I've got a couple of these already. This one I've done a couple of bits too. So we've got a TTI charging handle with the fire selector switch, which is easier to use than the stock one. I've also got a Stalker TDC hop-up unit in here as well. It's got it lifting sort of 4s and in some cases 4.5s as well. So yeah, really good platform, and I'm just looking to get more out of it because it's obviously using it as a sidearm at the moment, and looking to convert into a sort of carbine kit rifle, small rifle. So I've got a couple of bits from Action Army. We've got their handguard, their folding stock, a little bit of Picatinny rail, just to sort of go in the middle of the two to match it up and look neat. I've got a little grip as well to put on the handguard, just for something to rest my hand against, and a red dot sight as well to put on the top. So yeah, let's get started. Before we start, I've already pre-drilled the hole in the section of Picatinny rail here, because obviously having the TDC hop-up, I've already drilled a hole to get through to the hop-up with the Allen key. So this just lines up with that hole. Saved me doing it on the video, basically just doing a bit of prep work beforehand. So we might as well get started. Yeah, so we've got to take the upper off, which is really simple. This little button at the back, and it just sort of comes off like so. We'll take the suppressor off as well. You're going to see another thing that I've done as well once this comes off. When I installed the new hop-up unit from Stalker, I also put in a longer inner barrel, and a Sniper Mechanics Flamingo hop rubber. I found the combination of two works really well, and this is sort of more of a reason for going down the handguard route as well, because obviously the barrel is quite lengthy at the moment. So yeah, we'll take the bolt out. It's just these two screws here, which I believe are a 2.5. Nope, must be a 2. Yep, 2mm Allen key. So you just undo these two on the little fibre optic sight at the back. And that just pops out like so. Remember to try and keep track of all of your screws and stuff so we don't lose anything. So once you've undone them, the bolt just pulls straight out, and we can put that to one side. Oh, another little modification I've got as well, I've just short stroked it slightly, and got a slightly stronger nozzle spring as well, just to increase the rate of fire. I mean, they've not got a bad rate of fire out of the box, these guns, but yeah, always looking for more, aren't we? So, right, so the bolt's out. Next is these two screws here, which I think are a 2.5. No, 2 again. And that's going to allow us to pull out the front section of the pistol. I have to take these all the way out actually. There we go. And that just sort of, yeah, frees the front section from the housing here. I'm going to put that to one side. Next is the screw here and the screw here, which I believe are 1.5, so little ones. Come on. Much prefer using these types of hex drivers than these little Allen keys. They tend to strip the threads a bit easier. So yeah, these are diddy little screws, so again, keep track of where you put in them, don't lose any. Right, so now the barrel and the hop unit will slide out of the small barrel of the pistol, the outer barrel. So we'll put that to the side. That's not going to be needed anymore. And we'll get out the handguard. So these are 2.5, these ones. Yep. So there's 2 screws on each side of the handguard. Really simple to put together, this great design. So yeah, 2 screws on each side. We'll get them out, and that will free the outer barrel from the handguard, which will allow us to install it to the gun. So those 4 screws are out. Again, keeping track of all my screws. So then, yeah, the outer barrel comes out of the handguard, and we can install this onto the hop unit section. So it just slides through as it did with the old outer barrel, and it lines up with those screws there, and that's the smallest ones that we're using the 1.5 hex on. See what I mean? These little ones are fiddly as. Again, don't over tighten these because, yeah, they strip very easily, and they don't need to be mega tight. Just, yeah, just snug them up. Screw those in. We'll just give them a tiny little crank to make sure they're nice and snug. But again, don't over tighten. Nice. So with that, we can now put this back into the frame. I always found the easiest way to do this is to put it in sideways as it comes in, twist it, because it can be a little bit tricky. Maybe I'll try the other way. There we go. Maybe just going straight actually. That's where I've always twisted it in the past, but there we go, it's just going straight. Now maybe it's loosened up over time because I have had this apart quite a few times. So it will be a 2mm. We're just going to replace these screws under here that holds in the hop unit. There's one. Same with these as well, no need to over tighten them. Just going to be at risk of stripping the threads, so just pop them in, snug them down tight, but don't go mad on them. There we go, perfect. Right, we might as well put the bolt back in. Actually, we won't just yet because we need to keep this off for installing the folding stock. So we'll build up the rest of the front, well, the rifle now it'll be, not pistol. So handguard slides over, and we're going to reinstall those 4 screws that we took out with our 2.5mm hex. Again, same with these, no need to tighten them down too much. We'll just make sure they bite and make sure they're snug, but yeah, don't need to go crazy on them. And that's, now that handguard is on, that's covered up the length of the inner barrel, which was what I was hoping for. Oh yeah, if we look there, the inner barrel is literally flush with the end, basically perfect. So we can put our suppressor back on as well. Hex suppressor from Sniper Mechanics. I love these. I use these on a lot of my riffs. Right, so that is the handguard installed. Now we need to install the folding stock. So straighten it out. There's this bar on top which we will remove first. I think it's at 2mm. Yep. 2mm, that will come off. And also we need to take this bar, there's a pin that replaces one of the pins in the pistol handle. So we need to take this out. Careful when you're removing this, because there is a nut on the other side that fixes into. So if you lose that, that will not be good. So yeah, just be super careful with that. So for this to fit onto here, as I said, we need to remove one of the pins. So this sort of sits snugly there. And as you can see, in the way is this pin, which we're going to need to pop. Let's just double check that. Yeah. So we are going to need to bang that out. Let me try this. See how hard it's in there. About this, I might need to go and grab another tool just to help with this. So I don't think that's going to be small enough. Oh yeah. Yeah, we've managed it. It's just about not the right tool, guys. Obviously, you should be using a punch and a hammer. Sometimes I need to go a little bit off. Again, not the right tools, guys. If you're going to do this, you should probably use the right tools. And the other annoying thing, I think I've tried to go out the wrong side. One side, the pin has like an abrasive sort of grip on it. If you come out the wrong way, it won't come out very easily. As you can see, there's an abrasive. I don't know if you can catch that, but that side's got to come out first. Otherwise, you're going to have issues. So with that pin out, be very careful not to move the hammer or anything inside the trigger unit, because that pin does hold it in place. So now, meet them up and just pop that through. Should go in relatively easily. And then trusty 2mm to snug it down into the bolt the other side, or into the nut I should say. Perfect. So that is now in place. Pretty solid, but we do need to put the upper and lower back together again. Oh, actually, we'll slide the bolt in as well first. And then this should just literally clip and snap back together again. So with that, bolt's back in now, the stock's on, but we do need to secure the top of the stock, which is with this little bit here. So the fibre optic sight we do not need, but we do need the 2 screws that come with it. So you can see this has a cut out section here with the 2 little nibs that literally slots in here, and that holds everything together. Something I did off camera before filming this video was I used my Dremel just to cut out the section here and a section on the other side. Just because you wouldn't need to do this if your charging handle was stock, but because I've got the TTI one, it increases the depth at the back here. So to stop it from sliding and smashing into the back here, I did have to just trim a little section off here just to make a bit more room. But yeah, if yours is stock, you won't need to worry about that. So right, yeah, let's just get this top brace on. 2 mils. So that one in the back, and then the 2 screws that come in the rear sight here. 1 and 2. And then lastly, as I said, I've already pre-drilled the hole for my Stalker TDC unit, but this will basically just fill in the gap between the two, otherwise it looks a bit odd. So just filling in the gap between the two Picatinny R sections. And this is a 2mm as well. So just snug these down. Again, same as before, no need to go super tight, just snug them down, give them a little extra turn, but don't need to go mad. Nice, and just double check this one. Perfect. Nice. So that is the build complete, basically. Yeah, happy with it. It's really light. Got the folding stock, so we can collapse it down if needs be. Obviously keep the pin and the fibre optic to one side, safe, because if you're ever going to convert it back to a pistol again, you will need those parts. They're very important. Last thing, we will stick a red dot sight on there. Just got a cheap one from Amazon, actually, this one. So this is just standard Picatinny mount. So probably somewhere around there, I would say. So we'll just snug these down. Again, not super tight. I mean, I've had issues with this already where, as you can see, I've already had to drill it out a little bit because it did strip the thread at one point, or strip the hex head of the screw. Right, optic is on. Last thing, I think we'll stick a little handguard on the front. Just give somewhere to rest my hand. I've always preferred just to have something to sort of rest against with my left hand. I think this is a 2.5. Yep, saying it looks like it. Not sure how familiar you guys are with M-lock attachments, but pretty easy to deal with. Can be a little bit fiddly, but most of the time. Here we go. There's loads of videos online of how to, but yeah, it's just a bit fiddly, but once you get used to it, cool, that's tight, not going anywhere. This one has a little cubby hole for a few sweeties or something when you're out in the field. And there we go, completed. Yeah, I'll be using this this coming weekend. Actually, I'm going to Driverwood Airsoft, so should be good. Yeah, we'll give it a whirl. I'm going to take my MTW as well, just in case I have any issues with this, but yeah, it's all looking good. I'm going to be running it on a HPA adapter from AirTac. Be running it with MP5 mags. I know it's not the most conventional looking rifle once you add this on the bottom, but performance wise, I prefer it. I know others prefer the realism of having your 30 round mags, but for me, I feel like you're just hand capping yourself, and I'm always looking for performance over aesthetics personally, but if each their own. That's why we all love this sport, because it's so sort of you can be whoever you want to be, you know. You can be it's universal. You can be whatever you want to be. That's why we love this sport. But yeah, thank you for tuning in as always. My second video, I'm sort of getting used to doing these a bit more now, so I'm trying to keep it more consistent. I'm trying to upload one a week, so yeah, let me know if you want me to sort of feature anything. I do have a high capper that I'm going to be doing a build series on soon. It's pretty much stock. I'm going to build it up as a bit of a speedy boy gun, really. So a lot of sort of LA Kappa parts, and yeah, got that all on order at the moment. So when that comes through, I'll start that build series as well. But until then, I'll see you in the next one, and thank you for watching.